All right, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome to Tomes. I am Jason Wiley with my co-host Cody.
Hi guys.
All right, so it's been a couple weeks, and we're probably not going to do one next week because of Christmas. So that way we have time to spend it with our families, our loved ones, and that way we can have some fun that way.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead dive into some announcements. Cody, you have a list of movies and shows that you are excited for.
Yeah, so I've been just really paying attention more to the community of everything going on with fantasy and all that. And I have a few others on here, but I am to start with, I am Bad Batch season 2 comes out January 4th, and so I'm really excited about that one. I am also coming out in January around the same time as Vox Machina for
Woo!
Amazon Prime. That's going to be awesome. And the
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons movie comes out in March 2023.
Mhm.
I'm Then Percy Jackson got bumped back. It's now in 2024 instead of
Oh, okay.
2023.
Oh, dang.
So that was a little bummer, but that's okay. I'm and then this one is one I actually just had Jason look and see the trailer of, and it's the new Three Musketeers movie.
Mhm, and
And
it looks fantastic, and personally, I think more movies should do this, like, if it's something like, again, Three Musketeers, the entire movie is basically in French.
yeah, from
Uh,
the trailer at least that's how it's looking like it's gonna be, and
yeah,
that's
and I personally would like to see it stay in French.
me too. I think that's gonna be so much better.
Yeah, like, and for me, because I think it would create kind of a more an authentic experience to where we can experience it, and that way the actors who are actually French can really get into the acting, can really bring it to life, really embody their history, and then when it goes over to, like, to when they go to England to talk to the Duke, they can switch over to English there because that's the language they speak.
Yep.
I think it would be really cool to actually see that nowadays in movies instead of the, "Oh, quick, 2, 3 lines in the actual native tongue, and then we're going back to English."
Yeah. 100%. Excuse me. 100% agree.
Yeah, just 'cause, for me, I think, "Okay, let's go watch a good samurai flick with an American cowboy show up." Oh, that would be fun.
They have that movie. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's called Last Samurai, and it's great,
Exactly.
and it's done fantastic.
Exactly.
Just a good example of it.
Fun fact with that movie, they were actually going to have Korean and a bunch of other of the Asian countries
Mhm,
for actors. And Tom Cruise insisted, he's like, no, this is based in Japan. We're having only Japanese actors because there
mhm.
wasn't a ton of like really famous Japanese actors at the time. And
Yeah.
so he made them use locals and made them use these people who weren't well known. So it stayed authentic.
Oh yeah, actually one thing that I just learned, and again, this is this is applicable to my industry as kind of a whole. So for my birthday, Megan actually got me a voice acting class, but
Nice.
what it's like voice acting in Japan.
Okay.
So because and so the voice actress who's over there, she actually sings one of the endings to Naruto.
Oh, cool.
Like, again, that like, she does the whole singing, she does the whole shebang, so she was talking about her experience, and one thing she actually told us is one thing that Japan is wanting to try to do is not do dubbing overseas. They wanna do dubbing in Japan
Okay.
because they feel like they've given too much, uh, creative control over to us in the States, whereas it's beginning to lose some of the meaning and, some of the story that is being told,
Oh,
which Which I found very interesting when it was yeah, again, said like that, because then as I watched some of the English dubs, I'm like, "It makes more sense them feeling that way."
yeah.
So, I found that very interesting, so because again, me and Megan, our plan is in April to move out to Texas, so that way our hope is to get into the dubbing industry.
Yeah.
So, it might be, "Oh, if we want the dubbing industry, we might be going over to Japan." But it's just it's very cool when a lot of these industries actually pull people from their locality. Like, they try to keep it authentic to
Yeah.
what it actually would be. Like, with Last Samurai, they used Japanese actors. With the Three Musketeers, they're using French actors. With they're bringing in probably some English voice, not again, they're not voice actors, they're actors, but bringing in actual actors from those backgrounds.
Yeah,
I think when you can do that, it's going to make it pop a little bit more.
I agree.
So that's why I'm excited for the Three Musketeer movie.
Yep. I'm excited for one because of that. I really enjoyed that it was all in French, but also because I love the Three Musketeers. It's been one of my favorite movies since I was a kid. Um, I mean, I literally have watched the movie since I was probably 6 or 7 years old.
Hmm.
The old one with oh
I know what I think I know
yeah.
which one you're talking about,
Why did I just forget their names?
dude.
I
I
can
can't remember
picture their
this.
faces. I can saw. Oh my gosh, this is gonna
Same
kill me.
here. I can picture it. I can't name anybody. Because this is where, yeah, you were definitely more of the Three Musketeers fan, whereas I'm just like, okay,
Charlie
I think,
Sheen and Kiefer Sutherland. How did I
oh,
forget
okay.
those? Then
Oh
Chris
my god.
O'Donnell. Yeah, those are the three main ones. Oliver plays Porthos, but I don't really know him too much.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember Chris O'Donnell in it. I remember that.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell is D'Artagnan. Kiefer
Hmm.
Sutherland is Athos, and Charlie Sheen is Aramis.
Yeah,
Great actors.
great actors. If not, they've gone off a little bit the deep end. But you know what? It's
Yeah,
Hollywood. It happens.
exactly. I'm a little past holding it against them.
For me, it's very much like I think a lot more people need to go. I respect their craft and their ability and their talents without looking at to the person's background.
Yeah,
Because I think you can appreciate an actor's performance while not liking the actor, so to speak.
yeah. For instance, Alec Baldwin. I think
Yeah.
he's an absolute terrible person. I, but at the same time, I really enjoy a lot of his movies.
Hmm.
And one of my favorites is actually he does voice acting for, but it's the Rise of the Guardians.
Oh yeah.
He does an absolutely phenomenal job as
Hmm.
the Santa character in it.
Oh yeah. And again, this is very much where it's just like you can respect an actor's craft, you can respect their ability, but you don't need to like them as a person.
Yeah,
Which I think we need more of that in today's society. I feel like they go, oh, we have to like the actor and their ability, and as they're a person and their family. It's just like it's going to be tough to get all of them.
it is.
That's an incredibly high standard.
It is.
But again, that's just personal opinions here. Then again, it's our podcast. We got to have our own personal opinions.
Exactly. If you guys don't like them, then please stay and subscribe.
Please stay and subscribe. Fight us.
Find us.
Let's go.
In order to find us, you have to be top tier on our Patreon.
Exactly. Because if you're a top tier on our Patreon, we will actually then let you in a spot as a guest, and then you can fight us. Th- See, this is our big marketing strategy here. This is the
Yep.
big mark. This is
We
big brain energy.
we say things just to make you mad.
Exactly. Like you put milk in before cereal.
How'd you know?
Because it is the most controversial thing I could say.
All right, all right. Of course, I put cereal in first. What kind of monster do you think I am?
Not a good one. A true one does milk first. Excuse me as I blow out my lung here.
Yeah, poor Jason had pneumonia. He's still
Oh,
getting over it all.
that's part of the reason why we didn't record last week. That and oh yeah, how'd your finals go?
Dude, okay, so I gotta tell about this. I I had 4 tests back to back.
Oh
I
man,
for 2 classes because
oof.
one of my classes was a half semester, so that one was already done. And
Hmm.
then 2 of my classes didn't do finals. I
Mm.
they just one of them was an English class, so I just had to turn in the essays, and he just doesn't like doing finals. So I was like, okay, I'm good with that. But these other 2 classes, one of them was physics, and the other one was macroeconomics. And my macroeconomics, I ended up getting a high B
Okay.
in it, and so in the class I ended with an A minus. Awesome,
Oh,
happy day.
awesome.
Then in physics, so going into it, I had a C. I was at 77% because I missed some of the homeworks.
Ooh, okay.
And I did pretty good on all the tests. I had high C's in all of them, like 80 or not 80, but like 78% for all the tests. I am
Oh,
so
please tell me they had a curve.
no, they didn't.
Ah, dang.
Yeah, I was struggling with it for a while, but then
Mhm.
each test I do would get higher and higher. My
Okay.
second to last test, I got into 82, 83%, which I had taken on Friday. And then on Tuesday is when we took the final. I got 99 out of 100.
Oh, dang.
Heck yeah.
Dope.
Man,
Way to
I was
go.
finally got it all figured out right at the end.
You're like, I understand it. I can physics.
It kind of helps that he for like the study before the exam, I some people weren't showing up, so and they didn't take the previous test. And so he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna be nice to you guys and technically nice to them. So I'm not gonna publish the chapter three or what is like section three test. Instead, we're just gonna go over the final today." And we went question by question through the final.
Oh, okay. So as long as you studied, you got an A.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it was like I didn't have the packet of the final with me. He just went over it in class and
Okay.
just asked us the questions, and we went over the entire thing.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah, he's an awesome teacher. Did a great job and helped me to understand it.
Good. Good.
I actually, depending on a couple of things, may end up being his TA next semester.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, I'm excited.
But yeah, okay, so
Oh,
overall, what did you end with the GPA?
overall GPA ended up, I don't know. I don't think it's told me what my overall GPA is.
Hmm.
But I had, oh, for that class,
I was
for
gonna say
this
as a
major.
whole, like, did you average A's, B's, C's? How many of
Um,
each?
I averaged B's, so I had three A minuses, and then I had a B minus and a C plus,
Okay,
and so I ended up
so yeah,
about a
high B.
solid B.
Okay, so yeah, a high B.
So I'm pretty proud of that.
Nice. Yeah, no, dude, be proud of it. That's a lot of hard
Excuse me.
work.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's been interesting. I mean, I'm working 30 plus hours a week, and then doing school full time, and I have my
Mhm.
family. It was hard to get everything
Yeah, dude, this is where major props to you.
done, but it was worth it. Well worth it.
Good, good. All right, so should we dive into today's topic?
I'm
Alright.
sure.
Okay, so we're going to do a little different approach. We've talked to you guys about world building, we've talked to you about all of it, but how does it actually go into practice? So with that, let's see here. Well, was it about a year ago? A little bit, it was over a year ago
Over a
that
year, yeah.
we came up with this idea and we involved Alec into this decision that we were going to combinely, like together, build a world. So that way, if we ever did like a D&D campaign or anything like that, we could do it in this world. We could literally swap DMs because we each would know how the world would actually function. And depending on whose sector of the world we'd go into would determine who's the DM, so to speak.
Yeah, so we each kind of took a concept, and that's what we really worked on, and that's what we decided as divvied up the roles that way.
Hmm. And very much as we've kind of gone throughout it, we've each kind of like slowly worked on like a little pet project with it, like whether it be a region of the area, like coming up with the name, coming up with just like the location on like Incarnate,
Yep.
coming up with the magic system, the science system, the culture, history. We've all kind of like taken a little bits of pieces of it and been kind of putting it together as this big elaborate puzzle.
Yeah, and it's been coming out really well, honestly. We took a
Hmm.
little bit of a break from it for a while,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's been something in the back of my mind for a while, especially the stuff that I had been working on. I
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tell them about your kind of side of things?
Dude, I feel like I'm the one that's been like writing the most stuff down and then sharing it.
You have been.
So the stuff that I've come up with the science. I came up with the planes for crying out loud, like how the plane dimensions work. I think I even did like a rough kind of idea of the world itself. And I've actually also been writing my own like folklore right now.
Oh,
That's what
jeez.
that's what I did this week is I came up with a magical creature, so I was wanting to come up with a folk tale about it.
Okay.
So that's currently what I'm working on. I've got like what 3 pages of it done.
Nice.
Honestly, it might be like 6, maybe 10 pages at most. Like it's a short again. It's a little folk tale,
Yeah.
which I was planning on reading part of it today.
Yeah, do it.
Again, this is where yeah. And again, this is what this entire podcast is about. This is our process and how we do it. So real quick for the science and magic system, because the inspiration I had with this is okay, on Earth, what would we describe as magic? Like for me, I thought electricity in every respect, that is kind of a magic. There is a science to it, but back in the old days, that would be magic.
Yeah.
So I took some of the same kind of ideas that we use in electricity and applied it to magic.
Okay.
Cause yeah, okay. So what I wrote down in our Discord was okay. So magic system is fairly simple. There is mana and magic particles, and the bigger your mana well, the more you can interact and manipulate magic particles. Now, for the more nitty gritty stuff, like how sorcerers are different from wizards, is sorcerers are actually born with kind of like a hormone gland that allows them to actually form a connection, a more natural connection to the magical particles, where it's definitely more like based on instincts. It is more I'm gonna say more gifted. Just like how again, like a wolf or any type of animal, they have their kind of hunting killer instinct, or even just the way they observe their environment. How that is just so natural to them. That is how a sorcerer is with their magic. Whereas a wizard, on the other hand, is very much they learn to manipulate their mana well, but they do need to learn to actually interact with it, whether that be through hand gestures, verbal commands, a magical focus. It's more on they need to actually have an external source in order to help them train to build up that natural ability that the sorcerers are just born with.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
I
am.
promise I did read this. I just forgot a lot about
Oh, dude, I forgot a lot about this too. It's not until I'm like going through the Discord. I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that. Oh yeah, I wrote that.
it.
And I even like came up with like how time moved and flowed within the dimensions and how oh my gosh, what the hell was I on?
So this part of this was due to the lore that I brought to the table.
Oh, that's right.
I am so the way that I started mine was I had been thinking of some different things to do for creating a deity, for just a D&D campaign, and then we incorporated it all together. And so the deity that I had come up with, I am essentially is he's kind of a deity, he's kind of not. He's part of the Fey'n court, but he's not pure Fey, so he's not exactly accepted there. He's kind of deity, but he's
Oh.
not exactly, and so he's part of this pantheon, but he doesn't exactly belong.
Hmm.
And due to that, the people that he attracts are the people like him, the outcasts, the people that don't have a place in society. And so then this Lord of the Lost, as I said, he's also part Fey, and so he does a lot with forest and those type of things. But to connect it all, he was invited by the rest of this pantheon to come in and start building the forests and the nature and all that kind of thing. And so he started by creating the Ember Oak Forest.
Oh, okay, that's right.
So that's how mine got brought into the pantheon.
Okay.
And so
That
it
is
was
okay, so okay, I forgot about that because again, that's where, I wrote this kind of as kind of like a creation myth to
yeah.
start off with, and again, we can still incorporate that because this is where we can kind of do a Roman approach-esque.
Oh yeah.
We adopt everybody.
Exactly.
Because what I generally had for a rough idea for a creation myth was that in the beginning there were 3, AKA me, you, Alec.
Hmm.
The 3 have gone by many names, but they are called the Council. The Council built and shaped the world. They created land, life, and magic. And then this is where I went into is like the first civilization to come forth were the Akan, also called the people of the dawn or the people of Ember. Because that's what I was thinking was like the Ember Oak Forest,
Yeah.
which I've already started coming up with a language too.
Oh no.
I'm s- I call it the bastardization of Japanese.
Oh, it's even worse.
Because I've done little changes to it, which again, the reason why I bring this up is because that's where my short story is taking place. Is like, quote unquote, the people I'm making, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
If I were to create a culture that quote unquote worshipped me or followed my code of honor or anything like that, of course it would be the Japanese people or
Yeah.
Japanese esque. So in my mind's eye, I was like, it makes sense. And so I've jumbled up some of the words, but some of it I again, most of it is heavily influenced by Japanese.
Okay.
Because the folk tale that I'm telling about is a magical creature I've called the Goshin,
Hmm.
which I believe the kanji for go is guardian and then shin is forest, so it's quite literally the forest guardian.
Okay.
So, but again, I've altered a couple letters here and there to make it, aha, it's not Japanese. Don't go speaking this to a Japanese person. They will have no idea what you're saying. Like one of the
That's
small
awesome.
changes I'm making is like instead of su, it's gonna be sa.
Okay.
Like
Nice.
it's like again, it's that little subtle change.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and read you part of the folk tale I wrote so far.
Okay.
Tanshi, son of Tensai, delayed going home. He was sent into the village to sell his father's crafts. Being the oldest of his siblings, he was the one that had to go and make the long walk down into the village. Tanshi didn't mind it most of the time, but winter is coming. It is just around the corner. The trees that were luscious green and pink just a couple of weeks ago have now turned yellowish and red. The winds were starting to bite through his clothing with a sharp chill. Tanshi made sure to bring his travel cloak that his mother made for him. The green cloak had the mark that spelled out his name next to the clasp on the neck. Tanshi made his trek down into town early that morning. He luckily didn't need the cart. The toys his dad made for the kids in the village could fit inside his pack. The trek down to the village took him hours, with breaks along the way. Tanshi made it to the village by the afternoon. The town was bustling. It seemed like everyone within 50 leagues was in town today. Tanshi didn't expect there to be such a big turnout. Was there a festival going on that he forgot about? That was right. Sakami. Yeah, let's get here. Saka- Sakimi was this week. How could he forget? His siblings would be excited to come down in a couple of days when the festival was in full swing. Tanshi made his way through the crowd, and he eventually made his way over to the stall his family used to sell their goods. The stall was fairly small. There were a few shelves for Tanshi to place some of the items on, and a chair for him to sit in, and inside was a bag with a couple of coin purses so he could trade. Tanshi reached into his bag and pulled out some of the toys. He started lining the shelves. It didn't take too long till someone came into the stall. Hello, are you open? Tanshi turned around to see a young girl standing at the edge of the stall looking between him and the horse that Tanshi had put up. Tanshi smiled. Yes, welcome. Anything I can help you with? The girl grinned and walked over to the horse and held it. It was of fine craftsmanship, skillfully crafted with fine details carved into the wood. Want to know something? Tanchi said conspiratorially. A wide grin came across her face, and she nodded her head enthusiastically. Tanchi reached out his hand, gesturing for the horse. She placed it in his hand. Tanchi took it and made a show of examining it closely. Well, you see, this is no ordinary horse. It's a magical horse. Magic? She said enthusiastically. Tanchi nodded. Yeah, magical. Tanchi said with a grin and let out a breath. The horse's mane started to move with a gust of wind. The horse then shook to life. The girl's eyes lit up when she saw the horse come to life. Whoa! She said in amazement. Tanchi smiled. He loved seeing Kid's face light up when he breathed life into it. Shortly, the horse stopped moving. The girl looked up at Tanchi, and Tanchi smiled. What do you think? Tanchi asked. The girl giggled and covered her face. Tanchi took the horse and put it on the podium. The girl approached. How much for the magical horse? The girl asked. Tanchi thought about it. Well, a normal magical horse would cost a solid gold penny, but since she has taken a liking to you, I think a silver penny should do the trick. The girl smiled and gave Tanchi a silver penny. Tanchi took the penny and handed the horse over to the girl. He crouched down and looked her in the eyes. What is her name? She looked at him and cocked her head to the side. Name? Yeah, don't you think she deserves a name? She looked at him thoughtfully. Mari, she said matter of factly. Tanchi nodded, as if that was the right answer. Okay, then, bring her to life. Okay, then to bring her to life, all you have to do is call her name, Tanchi said as he handed her the horse. Give it a try. She looked at him, then at the horse. Mari, and on cue, the little horse came to life as it did before. She smiled gleefully, then ran off giggling. Tashi smiled. He was happy to get to work, and soon the shopping square was full of customers. Tanshi did the same little show for all the other kids that came into the store, and Tanshi was able to make quite a bit. At the end of the day, he had earned 20 silver mon. Not bad in a day's work. That's it. That's all I kind of like have actually like prepped and ready. Next part of it is he's going to go into the tavern, talk, and of course there's going to be that old man always telling the tales, spinning stories, and he's going to tell kind of a bit how he came across this unconscious body, how he cared for him, and he kept on going on about this creature, this dread, this dark spirit of the force known as the Goshin, that he preys upon the souls of those who go in and they hardly come out. To which uh, uh, Tanchi goes home late and has to cross over into the woods and runs into the Goshin.
That's awesome.
So, what do you think so far, my little story?
I think that's really cool.
hmm
I'm really enjoying the lore with it all and just the world building, and the story itself was really entertaining.
hmm
To me, I enjoyed it.
Because yeah, for me it was very much like as I finished the King Killer Chronicles, one part that really stuck out to me and what I think has been like a key source for a lot of the lore, a lot of the theories, it's been the stories. It's been the folklore that really bring it to life. So for me, I was thinking, why not do something like that in our world? Use our world as a medium for us to create some of these short stories, create these folk tales. So that way, if someday me, you, and Alec able to go into a D&D party as these characters in this world, we could actually sit down and tell these folklore tales.
Yeah. Do you
In,
remember? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say in character. Sorry,
Yeah.
go for it.
I am. Do you remember the volcanic plains?
hmm
Do the whole story we came up with for that?
Vaguely. I'm drawing a massive blank on it. Like I remember us coming up with like the volcanic plains, but that's about it. I can't really remember a lot of the story behind it.
Okay, so I was scrolling back through just everything and reading it, and we have it here. It's in the welcome, but
In the welcome, okay.
yeah. So basically, the volcanic plains was formed around the corpse of a massive red dragon. of an ancient red dragon.
Oh, okay, okay.
And as a result, there's a lot of properties. So there's a volcano that formed around the dragon, and then that's all subterranean. And so on the surface is just a series of hot springs. And these
Mhm.
hot springs have a lot of medicinal qualities, and people flock to it from all over to come to these hot springs. So that way they can be healed of whatever ailment they have and all that. Well, local legend has it that the dragon's not actually dead, he's just asleep. And the ones that wake it will bring the end to the world.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, that was actually one of the lines I did. Yeah, the dragon slumbered for many years, and it is said that it awakens to bring the world to an end.
So yeah, that's what the
Yeah, it's a
um,
fun little prophecy.
yeah. I'm let's see
Okay.
here.
So, actually, one second here. Did you? I've adjusted a little bit of the incarnate map, so let me see if I can get you a copy of it.
Okay.
I might just post it in Discord or something. If you can't tell, I've worked on one region of the map, which is
Sounds
my Japan esque world.
no, sounds good.
And I've kind of left almost like the opposite side of the world for you to kind of mess and manipulate. If only I could like share. Are
Yeah.
we able to share maps?
You can download it and send it to me, and then I could upload it and work on it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you could
Uh,
share in our incarnate.
that would be dope if you could.
Let me open it.
Save images, pictures, tones. Yeah, just leave it there. Geography, and there we go. I just put it into the Discord.
Oh, nice. An original. See if it'll let me download. I don't think it will.
Okay.
I think you have to save it a specific way in order for me to do it.
Let me try save as clone. Actually, wait, no, that's not gonna do it. Huh. Oh well. Nonetheless, I think because to the right, that's kind of the area I was having you plan for, like the Amberwood Forest kind of idea.
Yeah. I'm. Sorry,
So,
I'm going
like
over a
again,
couple
if you,
things in my head. So I
I'll go.
think I would move it over further to the east, so it's on the ocean.
Okay.
Or if we move it down to where it's on the ocean right next to the island,
Okay.
I think that region there would work great for the Ember Oak forest, the Burning
Okay.
Hills.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you wanted that to be a lake or an ocean.
Yeah, ocean.
Okay. Well, okay. Luckily, this is the nice thing with this is it can be fairly easy to fix.
Yeah.
Okay, boom, and then so I'm just gonna I'm gonna be doing this a lot. Export as image. Save image. Exact same thing. Yes, want to replace it. Then drag and drop it. So more like that. Moved it south next to that little island thing.
Yeah, and honestly, it could even expand to further down and go down to the wrap all the way down.
Okay.
I At least to the end of that next peninsula. Do you see what I mean? Just that top part. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, I'm making it a little bit bigger.
you're good.
So actually, I'm just curious. What do I like that? Okay. And here we go again. Export as image. Save image. Boom. Yes. Enough of the loud dings. Alec is gonna be so pissed.
I know.
Just did it.
Oh, I meant the forest can go down too.
Oh, okay. I did make it a little bit bigger, but yeah. Again, I have it zoomed in here too. So,
Yeah, no, you're good. I so it's bigger. I was saying that the hills, so you can expand it. So
hmm.
it keeps that size and then just works its way down to the end of the peninsula.
Hmm.
I
Okay. Let me do this. Actually, yeah, that works. That works.
So this
Let
region
me.
is loosely based off of the southeastern United States.
Okay. Oh, so you're done with swamps then.
I said loosely.
Okay, so you're not going as far as Florida or Georgia.
No.
So kind of Kentucky, West Virginia esque.
Yeah, more than anything, this is just like I think it's the Appalachian Trail,
Okay,
where
so
they're considered mountains, but they're small. They're not like the mountains we have over here on the west side of the United States.
yeah.
They're a lot smaller, and so the name is the Burning Hills, but they're technically mountains.
Okay.
But that's why I
All right.
use the hills for it.
Okay. Yeah, I changed the color of the land instead of it being like plains, made it more greeny.
Yeah,
So like that. And I did make it a bit bigger.
looks great.
Okay. So okay, we got the world. We're beginning to figure out the civilization. Because actually, during my research of all this, the reason why I still need to go back through this because I have like, oh, gold penny, silver penny. When I need to do it's a gold mon or a silver mon.
Yeah, I have an
Because
idea.
okay.
That island right in the center, how about that be the volcanic, like that's the volcanic plains?
Oh, okay. Like have that be like the one that's like smack dab in the middle.
Yeah,
Okay, have that be the volcano. Okay, oh, I'm good with that. I am
yeah.
good with that.
Let me post. I think I already posted a picture of just a idea I had for it. It doesn't have to stay with it, but
Yes,
if
the
you,
sec. Yeah, okay, I
yeah,
see it. So let me see here. I gotta make this like super small. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. Like there we go. Oh, that's add. I need a subtract. Okay, no, not that big for subtraction. I need smaller. I need like two. I need one. Okay, I think that kind of works. Okay, and then I will place just a couple of like little cities, little villages.
yeah.
Size a lot smaller. Okay.
So just to talk about, oh, I guess you're done.
Yeah, I got that done. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
continue talking. I
Okay.
still gotta do the export
Okay.
stuff.
I am. So to explain the Ember Oak Forest, the Burning Hills, they're not actually on fire. What
What?
these? Yes. No.
Misbranding here.
100%. The concept I came up with is I wanted to create a new tree. I want to create something that'd be unique. That'd be really cool to see. And one of my personal favorite trees is the red oak tree. I think the leaves are really cool, and I think it's a really great, like it's a really cool tree to me. So I took that and I changed the leaves to be iridescent, and so in the fall time, and it's only in the fall when they're iridescent like this. But when the sun hits them, they're all those different colors: the reds, the oranges, the yellows, and due to the the way the leaves are and just some natural magic in the forest, it looks like the entire forest is burning. And so that's the concept that I came up with for the Ember Oak Forest. That looks awesome.
All right.
And we can even change it to the volcanic island. Or no, we can change it to the not volcanic island. That's kind of lame.
What are they called? What's it called? Shoot.
Um,
Ember Island.
Ember Island.
The Ember Island players.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, we'll come up with a name sometime for it. I'm going through a few
And
domains with brimstone and
we're doing
ashes.
yeah, we got this as a placeholder.
Yeah, volcanic plains for now.
Volcanic Plains works.
Okay,
Wasteland
so
of Dragons. I don't know. Doing this off the cuff.
I am. So here's what I think would be kind of fun is that we pick a specific region and we just work on that.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So I'm guessing you're going to take kind of that middle region right there.
Yeah, so I'll take the middle-ish region with burning hills, volcanic plains, all that. I
Hmm.
am that'll be my main section. I am. But I was saying for today, like we could go sit down and go through and
Hmm.
create an area, like work on a specific area of this map, and just go over some of the I create some things for it.
Okay. Well, I've already done my low region. I wanted the top left, which is
Yep.
my pseudo Japan.
Yep.
Which actually, again, as I before I went into great details, I began looking at Japanese like the history of Japanese currency,
Hmm.
and man, that was actually an interesting rabbit hole to fall into, because originally, actually, what they would use as currency was rice. They'd actually use rice as trade
Okay.
all the way up till the 700s.
Okay.
And then that's when they actually swapped over to, okay, we're going to do a coin-based currency, which they tried doing silver and copper to start off with. But silver's already a pain in the butt to come across. So
Yeah.
they started just doing copper. And the main problem they had, especially back then, is the one that we struggle with today, which is called inflation.
It's a common one.
It's very common, especially when you're dealing with currency, because again, something like that they could forge, they could make counterfeits.
Yeah.
So that was the main issue, which actually after once they got to like around the 800, they actually went back to rice because it failed so hard on its face.
Yeah.
But originally it was actually called mon, which is where I got the inspiration for the currency that I've been using for this, is because it was also they originally when I came across it, it was a Wikipedia entry which said that they use like a silver, a gold, not yeah, silver, gold, and bronze system. Which is like, oh, D&D, silver, copper, gold pieces. Okay, same idea. They just called it Mon.
Hmm.
So for I was like, okay, gonna do my own version of spelling of that. It's spelled MAUN. It's like, come on.
Gosh. Boo.
Thank you, thank you.
Love it. Keep going.
And then the rest of it's just been like, I know a little bit of Japanese history, so that's why I've just been plugging some of the stuff in there. And actually took a lot of inspiration, especially for the Goshin, from Studio Ghibli, or specifically Princess Mononoke,
Okay.
because a lot of Princess Mononoke is it's about defending the forest. That's what a good majority of it's about. Is the forest is in danger because they're quite literally trying to do the Industrial Revolution in Japan, where they're making guns, they're blowing crap up, they're chopping down trees, and so it's very much like they're trying to defend the forest. So I was like, okay, so what creature would be to defend the forest? And one of my favorite creatures in Japanese folklore is the kitsune, the nine-tailed fox.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so that's what the Goshin is. The Goshin is my own version of the nine-tailed fox,
Nice.
where its fur is more of like what they believe are are like the tails, but they're more like tendrils, where it can actually connect to the trees like Spider-Man his way through.
Okay.
And it's just more appendages from the fur, it's tendrils that will lead it to go through. So anybody that hurts the forest, it will it will reap their soul, so to speak. But those who protect, those that cherish the forest and that use it in a good way, they will be guided by the Goshi. It is a neutral spirit in fact that is pure nature.
Okay.
So and I thought it would be fun to make just kind of like the folk tale about all that.
Yeah. No, it really is. I think I told you a little while ago about the folktale I had done
Hmm.
about the uh, Lord of Ember, Lord of the Lost.
Okay, yeah. I think you did tell me a little bit about it. It's just been a while.
Yeah. So I'd come up with my own story, similar to yours. It's just kind of a story that kids pass around at an orphanage.
Okay.
Um, that type of thing that gives them hope.
Okay.
I don't have it written down, so it's kind of based on memory.
Hmm.
Um, but they always tell this story. I've just they'll change the name on it to someone that they knew that had recently left, basically. Uh,
Okay.
it's their story for why the kid left, and so it'd be like, I, you know, Jack, he didn't just leave. What happened is, I that Jack would he ran into boys that he always ran into. He ran into the guards. He ran into whoever it was that's always picking on him, and
Hmm.
he ran. And he just kept running. They chased him, and he ran and he ran
Oh
and he ran
yeah.
until,
Okay.
yeah,
I remember this. I remember this. Dude, I would be so excited when you actually like sit down and type it up.
yeah.
Like
I'll do
it's gonna
that.
yeah. But okay, real quick. Happy you're done with school for now.
Yes, so
Excited for your break.
I have about a week and a half left.
And you're just like, I don't want it to end right now. I enjoy this.
I
Cause
know.
okay, real quick, cause dude, okay, you saw me with crafts. I was like for a solid year, I was just beating like I was going as fast as I could. That was my life. And as soon as I graduated, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have time. I have time. This is weird. I have time. All
Yeah,
the stuff I put on the back burner that I'm like, no, I can't. I got school. I can't do this. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I got time. I can do this.
yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm still busy. I'm working full time and
Yeah.
all that, but
Mhm. I'm still working, still doing that stuff, but it's no longer like, I need to cram for these exams. I could
yeah,
always be reading. I could always be studying. I could always be doing X, Y, Z. It's not like, oh, I just have work. I'm good.
yep,
Which is why I'm like, I've gotten back into writing so much, is just because I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't need to study for like, I don't even know how the, an API works. I could just, wee, here's a fun little story that I came up with when I was bored. And actually, part of the reason what spurned this is, uh, been rewatching Supernatural.
oh yeah, good show.
Megan's never seen it.
Oh,
So that's where a lot of the ideas were coming from. Just like a lot of these episodes, it's just like, yeah, no, we have a folklore about a pagan god that's like a scarecrow that when you sacrifice couple, it gives good harvest. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go that dark. Not yet anyway.
yeah,
But what would be just like a good little spirit that's there to protect the forest?
yeah, and that's kind of where my deity originated. Part of
Yeah.
it. And then of course he has his own followers and everything. I am Some of the fun ones are the rangers. So
Okay.
there's so he has the druids, which are hidden in the forest, but the rangers are more common. They're the I don't remember if I called them the Ember Rangers or it was something silly. But their entire thing is that they worship him and that all their magic comes from him. And their entire
Ooh.
goal is to protect the burning hills in the Ember Oak Forest because there's a lot of trade that happens, a lot of cities and things that go throughout it, but they keep it very contained.
Okay.
And so it's another one of his other sides because he has many facets.
Okay.
I
Ok
did I?
okay.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, no, no, I just, like, I came up with, like, a little idea. It's just like, okay, so what if in the world we have, like, quote, unquote, "lesser gods"?
Okay.
Like he would be considered a lesser god, like, I'm equating him to, like, almost, like, think of, like, Taborlin the Great,
Yeah.
but immortal.
Immortal.
Which he
So
has been
Kavoth.
yeah, basically. Going with the traveling wait, you mean that's the same person, right?
Exactly. Uh,
But using that idea, but this one but yeah, the the god of the lost. I'm gonna just
Lord of the
keep her
Lost.
Lord of the Lost, there we go, sorry.
Yep.
Lord of the Lost, God of the Lost. And so with that, there could be its own hierarchy? Yeah,
Hmm.
I was gonna say hierarchical system, but I don't think that's a word.
Yeah, hierarchy is probably the best way to put that.
Yeah, but it has its own hierarchy where like there is the Lord of the Lost, and there could be other like lesser deities that are trying to seize control over regions and powers. And that's what sparks some of the folklore, sparks some of the stories or legends.
Yeah.
Like, what if the like okay, so we have the volcanic plains. So what if they came up with a grand old story on how the dragon was quote unquote slain, but instead the hero reached out and knew that he could never slay the beast in his life, so decided in his last breath to put the creature to sleep, and it will only awake once he has returned.
Ooh, I like that.
Randolph Thornton.
What?
That's kind of the premise for the Wheel of Time.
Okay. I still haven't read it.
Yeah, Rand al'Thor, he is, supposed to be the Dragon Reborn,
Yeah, yeah.
the one that's supposed to do the last battle that will destroy the darkness for all time and all eternity. So that was kind of I was like, "Okay." As I began saying, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's Rand. This is Will Time."
No, but
But
that'd be really cool, and because it could be that he calls on to one of the deities to do that.
exactly, yeah, it could be more of like, he prayed, quote unquote, to Telu, and Telu was able to smite him down, but he knew that they needed to keep the dragon alive or else it will or like, again, kinda come up with kind of the reasoning behind it,
Yeah.
and that's how that guy gets put into legend and mythology, and so that could be actually a tradition within that culture is to see on who has, like, the specific look, who is able to do a certain challenge. And it could be actually something they're scared of. They're like, "We don't want anybody to pass. Nobody better pass this."
Yeah, specific challenge and birthmark is kind of overdone. So I think completing a challenge is the better.
Yeah, just like a trial by fire, and again, this is where we can even still use that cliche, like, when they come out, if they bear the claw marks of the dragon or if they bear some type of mark on them, that means that they are that they are the hero reborn.
That
And
could be
actually, then at that point, you could have it be multiple bouts. This could be like the 3rd or 4th time this has happened.
this. It could be an Arthurian legend one. Instead of it
Yeah.
being a mark, it's they claim the weapon. Whoever's able to claim this weapon.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, I like that. So now you gotta come up with the lore for the weapon. Slayed the beasts.
And clearly, it's going to be a dragon slaying sword, a dragon slayer or weapon. What
But
is the
what is it
actual thing?
made of?
Well, parts of it are made out of dragon hide, of
Okay,
course.
okay.
So, like the hilt, essentially will be made out of the wrap on the hilt will be made out of scales,
Okay.
and then the actual blade itself is going to be just purify. I mean, it'll be a normal blade, but magical and blessed.
Oh, but why do we gotta do normal metal? Why not do something stupid?
Well, okay,
Like
by
glass.
normal glass. No.
Okay, I'm done ripping off Wheel of Time.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Sure you are.
Red has a blade of glass. That's how he's able to like he's able to use it as like a big giant channeling stick.
Gosh.
It's made of the tooth of the dragon.
I mean, we could do that for part of it.
It's got again actually has like part of a tooth or part of the horn or a part of the dragon built like inside of it.
Yeah, so if you go to D&D Beyond or just type in 5e Dragon Slayer sword,
Okay.
they have an actual class of weapons. It's a rare
Mm.
weapon called a Dragon Slayer.
Okay.
And this is what I figure it'd be. It'd be something along these lines.
Yeah. Okay. It's just it does need to be a little bit more magical.
Oh yeah,
Needs to have a little bit more oomph into it.
oh yeah. This is just what I'm basing it off of. As
Oh yeah. No, I got you. I got you.
yeah,
For like the base look,
yeah.
and then it
Uh,
glows when the dragon is near.
no, stop ripping
Lord of
it.
the Rings. We can take
Okay,
inspiration.
you're right. But the way it glows is through the fuller on the blade. It
And
begins to ignite with whatever color the dragon is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, what I was thinking is like maybe the blade again. Yeah, the blade does glow, but it more looks like a fire. Like it's more of a flame that begins to coalesce it. And based on the color of the fire, it tells you what kind of dragon it is. So, like, if it is a white fire, white dragon. If it's a blue dragon, blue fire. Red, red.
Yeah,
Green, green. Like, have it be the just kind of. I think that would be kind of a cool idea. I said that would be a cool idea for a D&D legendary weapon.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Um, so let's keep going with this. So, what would be the hero's name? What's the because that's going to be
Uh,
incorporated into the name of the weapon.
okay,
So,
so Natsu.
no,
Well, he's a dragon slayer.
actually, he doesn't kill a dragon.
I know he doesn't kill a dragon. It's just the type. I know. I know.
He could have, but he didn't.
Hey, dude, I'm here to throw out stupid ideas right now. So,
I know, I know. I'm
because you
just
gotta get the stupid ideas out first, and then you get into the actual idea.
yeah. So to start with, for the name for the person, we need to come up with the what this area is like. What's its
Like, what
kind
would
of
be kind of the
what
inspiration for
people?
it?
Yeah. So what people would have settled here? And
So,
as a more deserty area, I mean, it has these oases of hot springs, um, but everything else around it is pretty much barren. So this is a very hardy people. Go ahead.
okay, no. So, what I was thinking of is like, okay, do you want these to be like, do we want them to be human or humanoid?
They could be their own race.
That's what I was thinking. It's just
Yeah.
again humanoid meaning like bipedal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, what I was thinking is like, if that is the case, they could be very much like the Fire Gensai people, where their skin has turned a reddish color or even a blackish color. Or actually, that could even be how they do. I'm going to use this as a comparison, but like black and white people is you have the red and then you have the black,
Yeah.
like
Two
black
different
like charcoal.
races.
Yeah, those who actually delve like within that can survive a hotter temperature, they're more charcoal like, whereas the other ones are more like flame like.
Yeah. So red is more the surface.
Yeah, more I would say red would be more kind of the outskirts.
Okay.
Whereas you get closer, more inland, you get more of the heat. You get more like molten lava.
Okay.
So the legend could be that a out outlander, someone who is on the outside of it, is able to survive the central temperature, or vice versa, could be someone that is used to the center heat is able to deal without as much heat. That's able to deal with the cold.
I like the ooh because the blade was stolen and it was taken to another land,
Ooh, I like that.
a land of ice.
Oh, so that's their trial is they have to go up to the north, up to the northern lands into the icy mountains, survive and bring the sword back.
Yep.
Okay, I like it.
And it's for any of them.
And it's any of them. Anybody that can survive the journey can do it.
Yes, but they argue saying that it's no, it's only us. No, it's only us, and it's kind of a conflict between these two races.
So, and instead of it turning out into a full-fledged war, it's more of like a rivalry. It's
Yes.
very much I'm gonna say it's very much like, the Broncos and the Raiders. They hate each other, but they're not gonna shed each other's blood just yet.
Unless you're at a home game for the Raiders because the Raiders are horrible. What?
Hey, dude, that's Vegas. The
It used
hooker
to be
should have told you.
California.
I know, I know.
All right.
Oh, okay, real quick, um, earlier this week, I was at the vet's office with Sora because Sora's been having some issues.
Yeah.
But there was, like, no Wi-Fi, so I was going through, like, old memes on my phone, like, just old pictures I saved. I went back to, like, COVID, all the way back to
Okay.
COVID, and one of them is like, "Sorry, Vegas is closed, the hooker at the door should have told you."
That's awesome.
So, just because, okay, real quick, just a quick tangent, dude, some of the stupidest stuff when COVID first happened, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Especially in Vegas, because again, a good chunk of Nevada's, like, state income comes from Vegas.
Okay.
So, they were trying to find ways to keep, like, the strip clubs open,
Of course.
and one of them was just oh, no, it's horrendous. Basically, like, instead of lube, it would've been, like, Germ-X. Like, it would've been a drive-through strip show where you have to use hand sanitizer to put the bills in, like, oh, it was just
That's so dumb.
it's so dumb. I was like, "Oh my gosh," you would feel so bad for the girls just 'cause, that's gotta sting.
Yep.
So, anyway, done with that tangent.
You're
S
good.
so the
Um.
sword goes into the Northlands, into the Icelands.
Yes, but what took it? Yeah, obviously, it's gonna be rumored to be a dragon, but it's not gonna be a dragon.
Actually, it could have been the hero.
The hero took it himself.
As the last ditch effort, and as his last hurrah, as his way of saying, "The way you know it is me is I'll be able to go up into the Northlands, find my sword, and bring it back."
So then, in our world, is gonna be very much reincarnation.
Yes, in that respect, it is going to be definitely a mixture of reincarnation and, well, a lot of other different things.
Yeah, but that is at least this area is going to have that.
Oh, yeah. That area is definitely going to be a hardcore believer of reincarnation. Because then you could also pose the opposite is that his successor will be one who could be able to do this instead. Just for them, their mythology could be reincarnation, is that he is now reborn. He or she.
Sorry, I'm writing things down and trying to get all the ideas together.
Oh, dude, go for it. Go for it. It's all good.
Uh,
See, this is where it's just fun to spitball.
it is, and that's how you get the start of all the stories. So, how will the people know that the sword is to the north? Did the hero tell them? Did
actually,
because
actually, actually, maybe they don't know if it's to the north because for all they know, it could be to the south.
or
This
how
is
do they know
where
that it's in a frozen place? How like what's the myth with it?
that's where going to be the myth is that upon the hero's return, he was icy and cold to the touch. That his the red skin, the rock hardness of like basically that is
No.
trademark of the people was gone.
Here's an idea.
Okay.
What happens when you get frostbite? What
Yeah, your
happens to
skin
your
turns
fingers?
yeah, they turn black. Huh.
The hero was originally red. When he
Yeah,
came
okay,
back, his fingers were black.
black. Ooh, so actually then that could be a great debate among their scholars. It's like, okay, was it frostbite or was it charcoal?
Hmm. So many delve deeper into the volcano
Y
or
Yeah,
into the yeah.
and wanted to make it more of a fool's errand to go and try to find it in the north. To which and again, this could then create mercenaries from the volcanic plains, because then that way they can have an excuse to travel and find it. And during their mercenary journey, that is quote unquote their trial of like this is where we need to come up with the hero's name, but it would be like so and so's trial.
So because they're very fire based, I'm thinking of doing their language kind of like how I'm. I mean, some of them in South America, but mainly in Africa, how they're more clicking, like
Yeah, yeah. Like
in that.
oh, what is it?
Um,
Swahili?
yeah, I think it's Swahili,
Yeah.
but it uses a lot more clicks and things like that, and so it's the cracking of fire, the cackling of fire, things like that
Okay,
is
I
what
like
it's
that.
reminiscent of for their language.
Okay.
And so the name is going to be something in that language, but then it translated whenever they talk to other people, they'll have the translation.
Interesting. Okay.
And so, and it could even be that the trial was started by an outsider to try and get them to come together and unify. And so it's called his common name instead of the language name because of that.
Yeah, and actually what it could be is actually what how it got that common name could be when the hero returned, he returned with a friend who was again one of the common people, so to speak, a normal human. And and again, these two were close friends, they were again acquaintances, and that's how they were able to come up with the name with it is they heard what this foreigner spoke and thought that that might be a clue on where it was located.
And he'll be from the north.
Yeah, and he would be from an yeah, he'd be a Northern Tribesman or Northern Goliath or something along those lines. Basically an outsider.
Yeah. I think we should do something like a Goliath, and that the Goliaths are from the north, um, because they get that way it'll help people to figure out the clue of a massive man from the north
Yeah, a mass and actually we could leave it as a
or
massive
a
man from
massive
the
man.
north. Leave it at massive man from the north so that way then they could try to infer it as they're not sure whether that be a massive human or massive or a Goliath type being. Yeah, see, this is where it's fun. This is where it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we're creating the clues. We're putting it all together, and some of the stories won't even mention this man because he's
hmm
not the center point, but some of them will.
Exactly. Some of them will, some of them won't.
So if it's from the north, it's going to be Nordic regions essentially.
Basically, yeah.
I'm So let's pull up Nordic name generator. This is also what I do, and then I'll tweak it as needed.
Thorin. Oh no, that's too Lord of the Rings. Thorin Oakenshield. Never mind. Because I was thinking Thor and Odin.
Sig, Sigge, Siggy, is means victory.
Okay. Ooh, let me do my version of random name generator. As I almost fall off my chair. As I just try to sit back down. Norse. Okay. Uh Bjorg. Calder.
Calder. So Calder's trial or
Yeah. There's also Colborn.
hockey,
Eric.
Eric. We can give the most generic name.
Oh no. Okay, so no, this is what happens. Like this could be
His name
actually the
is Bob.
story. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. The story.
Meisker. His name Meisker. Never mind.
Ice
Uh what I was thinking is like for then the one who's actually able like if we are gonna write a story as if it is someone who found it, is the guy actually finds again befriends someone like in their adventure party that is from Norse region and that is the descendant of the actual guy, and that and then descendant's name is Eric.
And their family sword is the sword of legend.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a random NPC that's just carrying around this legendary blade.
It's like, What's with that sword?" "I don't know. Family gave it to me." "What's your name?" "Eric." Oh my gosh.
Ulfric.
Ulfric. Ulfric Stormcloak.
Yeah.
Sigurd Skari.
Sorry. Thorkel.
Sven.
I know, I saw Sven. That,
Ulf.
yeah. Frothy. Paflidi. Kreidy.
Arvid.
Sticky. Bodolf. Forney.
Bjorti. That sounds more Italian.
Because you don't pronounce
Bjorti?
the J. Bjorn. So it's Bjorn.
Bjorti? Bjarti?
Bjorti. I have Bjornulf.
Yeah, it's spelled Bgarte.
Yeah.
Bjarti? Yeah,
Bjorti.
Bjarti. Okay.
Holmstein.
Frode!
Bjornin. Birning. It's
Okay.
like burning, but Bjornin.
So, I personally like Calder's Trial.
Calder. I did too. How do you spell that?
Yeah, Calder.
Okay. Calder's Trial.
Calder's Trial because I almost at least kind of like that phonically it just sounds more like hot and fiery.
Yeah.
Calder's Smolder.
And his friend was Eric. Eirik.
No. The friend's name is Bob or Joe or something. And then the descendant, who's actually the one to help him bring it in, his name is Eric or wait. S-
Well, so the friend needs to have a traditional name for the region.
okay. Let's do Eric.
Yeah.
Let's do Eric. And then his descendant could be actually it could be a girl and would be Erica.
Or let's also female names. She could be Holga. She could be Siv. She could
Kari,
be
Eri. Sorry, not Eri. Ira.
Ingrid.
Yep, I see Ingrid. Kenna. Nana. Olga.
Olga. So Olga
Runa.
is actually the name for beautiful, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is set for. Is that
Sigrid. Why does
S-
Sigrid sound so familiar?
I don't know.
Say, come on, Sigrid. I'm
Luda.
hearing Irish with it.
I kind of
Oh,
want to do
jeez.
Luda.
Luda? How about Luna?
Luta.
Luda? Okay.
The main reason is because it reminds me of Ludmilla. Her nickname is Luda, and she's the what did they call her? Lady Death. She
Hmm.
was a Russian sniper during World War II.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. Astrid.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gerd.
there's Astrid. Gerd.
Gyrd.
Gertie.
This is Gerd.
Yes. Okay, you know what? We're doing Gerd. Gerd is gonna be the companion that actually helps him find it. It's like, oh, and the descendant is just like, behold, Eric and Gerd.
Gerd is the daughter of Eric, son of Eric, son of Eric, son of Eric.
Son of, yeah, it's just like, son of Eric's 1 through 10.
Son of Eric the Wanderer. which is the one that went with him.
Ooh, yeah, and actually, Eric could be actually in exile, so they actually don't have, like, a name or anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm throwing
I
out
think it would
ideas.
just be I think it'd be funny if he was called the Wanderer, not because he traveled many places intentionally, but because he was often just lightheaded and ended up in random places.
Oh my gosh, actually, that'd be funny. He just woke up one place and he's somewhere completely different.
Uh,
It's like my name shouldn't be Wander, it should be AA. And you know what? I think that might be a good place to stop this for right now.
probably.
All right, so I guess we'll put the bookmark in for now, and we will pick this book up at some other time. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Tomes, and we will catch you guys next time.
Have a great one. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.